I stare at the note in my trembling hands one last time before placing it on my pillow. You'll see what a hobby can achieve. The words are sharp, defiant, everything I couldn't be during family dinners when they crushed my dreams, one snide comment at a time. My name is Avery, and at 18, I'm finally doing what I should have done months ago. I'm leaving. Avery, dinner's ready. Mom's voice carries up the stairs as I zip my duffel bag shut. The familiar smell of pot roast wafts through the house. Her signature guilt trip dish, served whenever she wants to lecture me about my unrealistic career choices. Coming, I call back, buying time as I stuff my sketchbooks and tablet into my backpack. My hands brush against the acceptance letter from the Art Institute, the one I'd hidden from them. The scholarship would cover most of my expenses, and my savings from 3 years of secret commissions would handle the rest. I take one last look at my bedroom walls, at the artwork they never bothered to understand. Digital landscapes, character designs, concept art for games, pieces that earned me a following online while my family dismissed them as doodles. The dinner table is a battlefield as usual. Bobby, my older brother, is already smirking as I sit down. So, little sister, decided what real job you're going to get yet? He cuts into his meat with surgical precision, just like the doctor Mom and Dad always wanted me to be. Actually, I have. I force myself to meet their eyes, one by one. Mom pauses mid-serve. Dad lowers his newspaper, and even Bentley looks up from his phone. I'm going to be an artist. The silence breaks with Dad's laugh, sharp and dismissive. Not this again, Avery. We've discussed this. Art is a hobby, not a career. Your father's right, honey. Mom's voice drips with fake sweetness. What about medical school? Or law, like Bobby? Yeah, sis. Bentley chimes in, always eager to join the pile-on. You can't eat paintings. I push my chair back, the screech against hardwood making them all wince. Actually, you can make a living from art. I already am. What are you talking about? Dad's tone sharpens. Those art commissions I've been doing? I made $30,000 last year. The shocked expressions almost make the past year of secrecy worth it. And I got a full scholarship to the Art Institute. Mom drops her serving spoon. You applied without telling us? Like you would have supported me if I had? The words burst out, years of suppressed anger behind them. You've never even looked at my work. Not really. Because it's childish nonsense. Dad slams his hand on the table. No daughter of mine is going to waste her life on drawings. I stand up, my chair toppling backward. Then I guess I won't be your daughter anymore. The silence is deafening as I walk away from the table. Bobby's voice follows me. Drama queen. She'll be back when she runs out of money. But I won't be. My phone buzzes. A message from Mia, my best friend and the only person who's ever believed in me. Cars around the corner. You ready? Avery Mason, get back here right now. Mom's heels click on the hardwood, following me upstairs. This is ridiculous. You're throwing away your future. I shoulder my bags, turning to face her one last time. No, Mom, I'm saving it. Her face contorts with that familiar disappointment. This hobby of yours? It's not a hobby. My voice is steady, surprising even me. It's my life, and one day, when I've built something amazing, you'll all understand what you couldn't see. I brush past her, down the stairs where Dad and my brothers stand like sentries. Dad's face is red with anger, but I see something else there too. Fear. Fear that he might be wrong. If you walk out that door, he says, don't expect our help when you fail. I pause at the threshold, looking back at my family, these strangers who share my blood but never shared my dreams. I won't need it. The night air hits my face as I step outside, tears finally falling as Mia's car comes into view. She jumps out, helping me with my bags, pulling me into a fierce hug. You did it, she whispers. I'm so proud of you. As we drive away, I watch my childhood home disappear in the rearview mirror. My phone starts buzzing with texts. Probably more threats, more guilt trips. I switch it off. You okay? Mia glances over, concern in her eyes. I pull out my tablet, opening a fresh canvas. Ideas are already flowing, concepts for something bigger than they could ever imagine. I will be. They think art is just a hobby. I start sketching, my stylus dancing across the screen. I'll show them what a hobby can do. 10 years can change everything. I'm standing in our company's sleek downtown office, watching Mia pace excitedly as she reads the email that could change our lives. Kai Vasquez wants to meet us, she says for the third time, as if repeating it will make it feel more real. The Kai Vasquez, the tech mogul who turned gaming art into a billion-dollar industry. I lean against my desk, trying to stay calm despite my racing heart. Our startup, Artverse, has been gaining attention, but this is different. What exactly did the email say? Mia clears her throat, adopting a formal tone. Your integration of AI with traditional art techniques has caught my attention. I'd like to discuss potential collaboration, private dinner tomorrow evening. Then there's the address to some ridiculously expensive restaurant. Holy shit, I whisper, just as Blair, our newest intern, bursts into the office. The beta test results are in. She waves her tablet excitedly. 5,000 users in the first hour, and the feedback is insane. They love how the AI preserves the artist's original style while enabling real-time collaboration. I pull up the analytics on my screen. The numbers are better than we'd hoped, much better. Artists from around the world are using our platform to create, collaborate, and sell their work. Every success feels like a middle finger to everyone who said art couldn't pay the bills. Remember when we started this in your tiny studio apartment? Mia perches on my desk, grinning. Coding until 3 a.m., living on ramen and energy drinks? While you debugged the AI and I worked on the user interface? I laugh. Those were some crazy days. Blair looks between us, curious. How did you two even come up with this idea? I exchange a look with Mia. Well, I needed to prove something to my family. To herself, Mia interrupts. The family thing was secondary. Fine, to myself, I concede. That art isn't just a hobby, that it can be more. Then Mia suggested combining my artistic background with her coding expertise. My phone buzzes, another message from Bobby. I've been getting them more frequently since Artverse started making headlines. I delete it without reading, just like all the others. Still not talking to them? Mia asks softly. Nothing to say. I turn back to my screen, but Blair's voice stops me. Speaking of family, she points to her tablet. You might want to see this. It's a business news article. Artverse Revolution, how two college dropouts built a 50 milliliters company. Below the headline is a quote from my mother. We always knew Avery had potential. We're so proud of what she's accomplished. The laugh that escapes me is bitter. Proud? Now they're proud? Avery, Mia starts, but she's interrupted by our office manager. Ms. Vasquez's assistant is on line 1. They want to confirm dinner details. I take a deep breath, pushing thoughts of family aside. This meeting could take Artverse to the next level. Put them through. The rest of the day passes in a blur of preparations. By evening, I'm standing in front of my apartment mirror, adjusting my blazer when my phone rings. Unknown number. Hello? Avery? Dad's voice hits me like a punch to the gut. We saw the article. Did you? My voice is ice. The one where Mom pretends she supported me all along? We made mistakes. Mistakes? I cut him off. You called my dreams childish nonsense. You said I'd fail. We were wrong. He pauses. Bobby and Bentley, They're struggling. The law firm let Bobby go, and Bentley's startup failed. We thought maybe. Of course, they don't want to reconnect. They want jobs. I have a meeting, I say. A really important one. Don't call again. I hang up before he can respond, hands shaking as I grab my keys. The drive to the restaurant helps calm me down, and by the time I hand my car to the valet, I'm focused again. Kai Vasquez is already there, cutting an impressive figure in a tailored suit. She stands to greet me with a warm smile that doesn't quite reach her calculating eyes. Avery, she says, extending her hand, I've been watching your company's progress with great interest. Thank you, Miss Vasquez. Kai, please. She gestures for me to sit. I'll be direct. Your technology is revolutionary, but you're playing in a small pond. I want to help you go global. I lean forward, intrigued. What exactly are you proposing? She slides a folder across the table, and as I open it, my eyes widen at the numbers. It's everything we've worked for. The chance to bring art and technology together on a scale we never imagined. So, Kai says, watching me carefully, are you ready to change the world? I think of that note I left on my pillow 10 years ago. Look at what a hobby can achieve. Yes, I say, I'm ready. The launch event for Artverse 2.0 is everything we've dreamed of. The convention center buzzes with energy as hundreds of artists, tech journalists, and industry leaders fill the seats. Our new platform's holographic display casts ethereal images across the stage, showing real-time collaborations between artists around the world. 5 minutes until you're on, Blair says, adjusting my microphone. The live stream already has over 1 million viewers. I nod, reviewing my notes one last time. Kai stands nearby, looking pleased. Our partnership has exceeded expectations, and tonight's announcement will change everything. You've got this, Mia squeezes my hand. Just like we practiced. The lights dim, and I step onto the stage to thunderous applause. The first few minutes flow smoothly as I demonstrate our new features, until I spot them in the third row. Mom, Dad, Bobby, Bentley. My words falter for a split second, but I recover quickly. They're all wearing their Sunday best, Mom clutching her designer purse like a shield. Dad's trying to catch my eye, while Bobby looks almost bored. Only Bentley seems genuinely interested in the presentation. And now, I continue, my voice steady despite my racing heart. I'm excited to announce Artverse's new initiative, the Digital Renaissance Fund. We're pledging $100 million to support young artists and innovators who've been told their dreams are just hobbies. The audience erupts in applause. I risk another glance at my family. Mom's mouth has fallen open, Dad's face is red, and Bobby's finally paying attention. After the presentation, I'm surrounded by well-wishers and reporters. Through the crowd, I see my family approaching, but Mia steps between us. You don't have to talk to them, she says quietly. Ms. Mason, a reporter calls out. Your mother was quoted saying she always supported your artistic pursuits. Would you care to comment? Before I can respond, Mom pushes through the crowd. Avery, darling, what an amazing presentation. The reporter's cameras start flashing. My mother's acting like we had coffee last week, not like this is the first time we've spoken in 10 years. Mom, I say coldly, this is a private event. How did you get in? Oh, Bobby knows someone who knows someone. She waves dismissively. We're so proud of you, sweetie. All this time, we knew you had it in you. The reporters are eating it up. Dad joins her, placing a hand on her shoulder. We always believed in you, Princess. Always believed in me? The words escape before I can stop them. Is that why you called my art childish nonsense? Why you said I'd fail? The cameras are still flashing, but I don't care anymore. That's ancient history. Bobby steps forward, all charm and perfect teeth. Family should stick together. In fact, Bentley and I were hoping to discuss some business opportunities. Business opportunities, I laugh, and it's not a happy sound. Let me guess, you need jobs? Bentley at least has the decency to look embarrassed. The economy's been tough. Ms. Mason, another reporter calls out, is there tension in your family over your success? Kai appears at my side, her presence commanding. I believe we're done with questions for now. But I'm not done. 10 years of hurt and anger bubble to the surface. You want to know about family tension? How about this? I haven't spoken to them in 10 years because they couldn't support my dreams. Now that I'm successful, they want to pretend they were behind me all along. The room falls silent. Mom's perfect smile cracks. Dad's face darkens with familiar anger. We're still your family, he says, his voice low. You owe us. I owe you nothing. My voice carries across the silent room. But you know what? I'll give you something anyway, a chance. Mia touches my arm. Avery, what are you doing? I step onto the stage again, grabbing the microphone. I'd like to make another announcement. Artverse is hiring, and we believe in giving everyone a chance, even those who once dismissed others' dreams. Starting next month, we're implementing a mandatory humility and empathy training program for all new employees. I look directly at my family. Anyone interested in joining our company must complete this program first. No exceptions. The crowd murmurs. I can see the headlines already. Tech CEO makes family take empathy training. You can't be serious. Bobby sputters. Dead serious. I smile, and it feels like victory. Applications are open to everyone, even family members who need a reality check. The choice is yours. As security escorts my family out, I catch Kai's approving nod. Mia's trying not to laugh, and Blair's furiously taking notes on her tablet. Well, Mia says once we're alone backstage, that's one way to handle a family reunion. I watch through the window as my family argues in the parking lot. They wanted an opportunity. Now they have one, on my terms. And if they actually take you up on it, I think about the course I've designed, about making them walk a mile in other dreamers' shoes. Then maybe they'll finally understand what they put me through. They all applied. Blair drops 4 application folders on my desk, each one thick with paperwork. Every single one of them. I stare at the folders, my coffee growing cold. It's been a week since the launch event, and I honestly didn't expect them to follow through. All of them? Yep. Your mom even wrote a 3-page cover letter about how she's always nurtured creativity. Blair makes air quotes, rolling her eyes. Mia bursts into my office, waving her phone. Have you seen Twitter? Your family empathy training story is trending. People are calling you everything from a genius to a tyrant. I pull up the trending topics. Artverse family is at number 3, with opinions split between support and criticism. Some call it public humiliation. Others praise it as innovative corporate therapy. The PR team wants to know how to handle this, Mia says, perching on my desk. And Kai called, twice. I reach for one of the folders, Bobby's. His resume is polished to perfection, probably written by the same firm that used to do his law briefs. Under relevant experience, he's listed mentoring younger siblings in career choices. Mentoring? I laugh. Is that what he calls it? Wait until you see your dad's, Blair says, flipping open another folder. He wants to be director of traditional arts integration. He doesn't even know how to use a smartphone properly, Mia scoffs. My office door opens again, and Kai walks in, elegant as always. Your family drama has accidentally created the most talked about corporate training program in tech. I wasn't trying to. Of course you were, she interrupts, smiling. And it's brilliant. 3 major companies have already called about licensing our empathy training program. We should trademark it. I pick up my mother's application. Her handwriting is exactly as I remember, precise, controlled, just like everything else about her. What if this backfires? Then it backfires publicly and proves your point, Kai says simply. But what if it works? What if they actually learn something? The intercom buzzes. Ms. Mason, your family is in the lobby for their first training session. My stomach drops. They're here already? I told them to come at 9, Blair admits. I figured you'd try to postpone if I gave you too much warning. Smart intern, Kai approves. Shall we? The training room is set up exactly as I designed it. Virtual reality headsets line one wall, and the center holds a circle of chairs, just like group therapy. My family sits stiffly, dressed in business casual that probably cost more than most artists' monthly income. Welcome to Art versus Humility and Empathy training, I announce, walking in. For the next 6 weeks, you'll experience what it's like to be dismissed, discouraged, and devalued, and how to do better. This is ridiculous, Bobby mutters. That's one demerit, Blair says cheerfully, making a note on her tablet. 3 demerits equal program failure. Dad's face is turning that dangerous shade of red again. Now, listen here. 2 demerits for Mr. Mason, Blair continues. Would anyone else like to start with a deficit? Mom raises her hand like she's at a charity luncheon. Darling, surely we can discuss this like adults. Sure, I say, picking up a VR headset. Let's start with day 1 of my art school experience. You'll each live through one of my memories, feeling exactly what I felt. That's not possible, Bentley says, but he sounds uncertain. Our emotion mapping technology says otherwise. I start handing out headsets. Today's simulation, Christmas dinner 2013, when Dad called my scholarship acceptance letter waste paper, and Mom suggested I see a career counselor for my artistic delusions. Mom's perfectly manicured hands shake as she takes the headset. We were trying to protect you. Put on the headsets, I instruct. Experience what protection felt like from my side. For the next hour, I watch them squirm and flinch as they live through my memories. Mom starts crying 15 minutes in. Dad tries to rip off his headset but stops when Blair reminds him about demerits. Even Bobby looks uncomfortable. When it's over, Bentley speaks first. I had no idea it felt like that. That's the point, I say. Tomorrow you'll experience memories from other artists who were told to give up. Then you'll work entry-level jobs in our digital art department with supervisors who'll treat you exactly like you treated me. For how long? Dad demands. Until you learn. I head for the door, then pause. Oh, and if you're wondering about salaries, you'll be paid exactly what you said an artist should expect to make. Minimum wage. The explosion of protests behind me is cut off as the door swings shut. Mia's waiting outside, grinning. How'd it go? Day 1, I say, letting out a breath I didn't know I was holding. 5 more weeks to go. Think they'll make it? I glance back through the window, watching my family struggle with their new reality. That's entirely up to them. 3 weeks into the training program, and the changes are unexpected. I'm watching through the one-way glass as my family participates in today's session. Dreams deferred, stories of late-blooming artists. I never knew there were so many, Bentley says, scrolling through profiles on his tablet. All these people who gave up their art because someone told them they couldn't make it. Like your sister, the instructor points out, though she proved them wrong. Bobby shifts uncomfortably in his chair. He's been quieter lately, especially after last week's exercise, where he had to work under a supervisor who criticized everything he did, just like he used to do to me. Avery? Blair appears at my side. Your mom's asking to speak with you. She says it's important. Everything's important to her, I mutter, but I'm curious. Mom's been different since the VR sessions. Yesterday, I caught her actually helping one of the junior artists with their coffee instead of expecting them to serve her. I find her in the break room, staring out the window. She's wearing simple clothes now, no more designer labels. Her makeup is minimal, and she looks older, more real. Mom? She turns, and I'm shocked to see tears in her eyes. I wanted to show you something. She pulls out an old sketchbook from her bag. The pages are yellowed, filled with fashion designs. I drew these when I was your age. You drew? This can't be right. My mother hates art. I wanted to be a fashion designer. She traces one of the sketches with a trembling finger. Your grandfather said it was a waste of time, said I needed to be practical, find a good husband, live a respectable life. She looks up at me. I gave up, just like that, and then I did the same thing to you. Mom, no, let me finish. She wipes her eyes. Yesterday's session about generational trauma and creativity, it broke something in me. I realized I wasn't protecting you. I was forcing you to live my trauma. The door opens and Bentley pokes his head in. Sorry, but you need to see this. Dad's having some kind of breakdown in the training room. We rush back to find Dad standing in front of his VR station, shoulders shaking. On the screen, his simulation shows a young artist being berated by their parent, words eerily similar to ones he used on me. Turn it off, he says hoarsely. Please. The instructor ends the simulation. Dad slumps in his chair, looking defeated. I sound just like my father. All those times I shut you down, Avery. I was just repeating what he did to me when I wanted to be a writer. You wanted to be a writer? This day is full of surprises. Wrote a whole novel in college. He laughs bitterly. Dad called it garbage without reading a single page. So I went to business school instead. Bobby stands up suddenly. This is messed up. We're all just passing down our damage, aren't we? I told Bentley his app idea was stupid last year because that's what we do in this family. We kill dreams. Not anymore, Bentley says firmly. I've been working on something. He pulls out his tablet showing us a children's art app he's been developing in his spare time. The junior developers have been helping me. It's actually pretty good. The instructor smiles. Today's session was about breaking cycles. Looks like you're already there. Later, in my office, Mia reviews the day's footage. Well, this isn't what we expected. They're actually changing. Maybe, I say, but I'm distracted by a notification. Someone's accessed the company's Creative Commons area. It's Mom, uploading her old-fashioned designs with the caption, "It's never too late to share your art." Blair bursts in. Your dad just submitted a chapter of his novel to the company's literary magazine, and Bobby's helping Bentley with his app's business plan without being sarcastic about it. Careful, Mia warns me. Don't let your guard down too quickly. I know, but something has shifted. The anger that's fueled me for 10 years feels different now. Not gone, but transforming. My phone buzzes, a message from Kai. Your family training program has gone viral. 3 major tech companies want to implement it. But more importantly, how are you holding up? Before I can respond, there's a knock. Mom stands in the doorway holding her sketchbook. I was wondering, she says hesitantly, if you'd look at these designs with me, maybe help me update them with your digital tools. I thought, maybe it's not too late to start again. I look at Mia, who nods encouragingly. Okay, I say, but no criticism allowed. No criticism, Mom agrees, and for the first time in forever, her smile reaches her eyes. I'm done killing dreams, including my own. As we sit down together, I realize this isn't the revenge I planned. It's something else entirely, something that feels suspiciously like healing. They're broke, Blair says, dropping a stack of financial documents on my desk. Like, completely broke. I look up from my computer where I've been reviewing Mom's digitized fashion designs. What do you mean? Your family? Blair sits down, looking uncomfortable. I wasn't snooping, I swear, but when I was processing their employment paperwork, I noticed some red flags. So I did some digging. She spreads out the documents. Bobby's law firm didn't just let him go. He was forced to resign after losing a major client. Dad's investment portfolio collapsed 6 months ago. Mom's social club membership was revoked due to unpaid dues, and Bentley's failed startup left him with massive debt. They were desperate, I say slowly. That's why they showed up at the launch event. Avery? Mia appears in the doorway. Kai's here. She says it's urgent. Kai strides in, tablet in hand. We need to talk about your family situation. The media's digging deeper into the story, and they're going to find what your intern just discovered. How did you? I have my sources. Kai sits down. When this gets out, people will say you're using your position to humiliate already struggling family members. The empathy training program will look like revenge porn. My stomach churns. That's not what this is, isn't it? Kai's voice is gentle but firm. Even a little bit? Before I can answer, there's a commotion outside. Through the glass walls, I see Dad arguing with security. Let him in, I tell them. Dad enters, looking nothing like the imposing figure of my childhood. His suit is slightly worn at the edges, his shoulders slumped. Can we talk? Alone? After everyone leaves, he stands awkwardly in front of my desk. You found out about the money. Just now. I wanted to tell you myself, but he runs a hand through his graying hair. Pride's a hard thing to swallow. Harder than anger, even. Why didn't you just ask for help straightforwardly and admit we were wrong, that all our practical choices led to failure while your hobby made you successful? He laughs bitterly. We couldn't face it. I couldn't face it. So you thought you'd just show up and what? Everything would be forgiven? We thought, he sits heavily. I don't know what we thought, but this program of yours, it's opened my eyes. Not just about you, but about myself. I found my old novel yesterday. Started reading it for the first time in 30 years. Is it any good? It's terrible. He smiles slightly. But that's not the point. The point is, I let someone else decide it was terrible before I even tried to make it better, just like I tried to do to you. My phone buzzes. A news alert. Someone's leaked the story about my family's financial troubles. The headlines are already spinning it. Tech CEO's revenge, humiliating broke family for profit. Dad, I saw it too. He pulls out his phone. That's why I came. Not to ask for anything, but to tell you to cut us loose. Your company doesn't deserve this scandal. What about the training program? We'll quit. Say it was too demanding or something. Protect your reputation. I stare at him, this man who once seemed invincible, now offering to fall on his sword to protect me. No, no, no. I stand up. We're going to face this head on, together. I press the intercom. Get everyone in here. Family, Mia, Kai, Blair, everyone. Within minutes, they're all assembled. Mom's been crying, Bobby looks angry, and Bentley won't meet anyone's eyes. Here's what we're going to do, I announce. We're going to tell the truth, all of it. How you dismissed my dreams, how you ended up broke, how you came looking for jobs, but also how this program is actually changing things, how we're all learning and growing. The media will tear us apart, Bobby protests. Let them, Mia says suddenly. This is real. It's messy and complicated and human. That's what makes it powerful. Kai nods slowly. She's right. This could actually strengthen the program's credibility. Real people, real struggles, real change. But first, I look at my family. I need to know if you're really in this for change or just for the paycheck. Mom steps forward, clutching her sketchbook. I've submitted my designs to 3 fashion startups. Even if they reject them, I'm not stopping this time. I'm working with the dev team after hours, Bentley adds, learning to code properly instead of just pretending I know everything. Bobby and Dad exchange looks. We've been talking, Bobby says, about starting a legal aid program for artists, pro bono work. I feel something shift in my chest. Not forgiveness exactly, but possibility. Okay then, let's show them what real empathy looks like. As everyone starts planning our response, I catch Kai smiling. What? I ask. Sometimes, she says, the best revenge is letting people grow enough to truly understand what they did wrong. The press conference room is packed. Every major tech and business outlet is here. Cameras ready, hungry for drama. My family sits in the front row while I stand at the podium, heart pounding. Thank you all for coming, I begin. Recent reports have suggested that Art vs. Empathy training program was designed as an act of revenge against my financially struggling family. Today, we're here to tell the full story. I gesture to my father, who walks up to join me. His hands are shaking slightly as he takes the microphone. 10 years ago, he says, voice rough with emotion, I told my daughter that her dreams were worthless. I was repeating a cycle of dream killing that had been done to me. When I wanted to be a writer, my father shut me down. So I became what he wanted, practical, successful, until I wasn't anymore. The reporters lean forward, sensing this isn't the story they expected. Mom stands next, her designer clothes replaced by a simple dress she designed herself. I buried my passion for fashion design so deep, I forgot it existed. Then I forced my daughter to do the same. We came to her when we were desperate, yes. But this program, she wipes a tear. It forced us to face our own buried dreams. Bobby steps up, looking uncomfortable in the spotlight. I was the worst brother imaginable. I mocked my sister's art, called it worthless. Now I'm learning what it means to actually support creativity. Our new legal aid program for artists launches next month. The truth is, Bentley adds, joining us, we didn't deserve Avery's help, but she gave us something better than a handout. She gave us a chance to change. A reporter stands up. Ms. Mason, why help the family that hurt you? Because revenge wasn't healing me, I reply, and watching them struggle wouldn't fix the past. But this program, it's breaking cycles of dream killing that go back generations. Is it true your family was bankrupt when they came to you? Dad takes this one. Yes, we lost everything trying to maintain the practical life we thought we needed. The irony that our daughter's impractical dreams saved us isn't lost on us. Another reporter? How do you respond to accusations that this is public humiliation? I'd say watch this, I nod to Blair, who starts a video. On the screen, Mom works with young designers, sharing her renewed passion for fashion. Dad reads from his novel at the company's literary circle. Bobby advises artists on copyright law. Bentley collaborates with developers, learning instead of pretending to know it all. This isn't humiliation, I say. This is transformation. Kai steps forward. Artverse is expanding the empathy training program nationally. We've partnered with major corporations to help break cycles of creative suppression. Ms. Mason's family story is just the beginning. A voice from the back. What about the money? Are you paying your family fair wages? We're paid exactly what we deserve, Mom says firmly. Entry-level salaries, just like anyone else starting over. We're not asking for special treatment anymore. In fact, Bobby adds, part of our salaries goes to the Digital Renaissance Fund, supporting young artists who've been told their dreams don't matter. Suddenly, Dad turns to face me, ignoring the cameras. Avery, there's something I need to say publicly. My heart stops. This isn't part of the plan. I'm sorry. His voice breaks. I'm sorry for every time I made you feel small, for every dream I tried to kill. You didn't just prove me wrong. You proved that dreams matter more than pride, more than tradition, more than fear. The room falls silent. Mom reaches for my hand, her grip tight. Bobby and Bentley move closer, and for the first time in 10 years, we stand together as a family. The empathy training program isn't about revenge, I say finally. It's about breaking chains. Sometimes the people who hurt us the most are carrying their own broken dreams. This is about healing those breaks, one story at a time. After the press conference, we gather in my office. The media's initial reports are already rolling in. Artverse family drama transforms into revolutionary corporate training program. Well, Mia says, scrolling through the coverage, they're calling it a masterclass in turning personal pain into positive change. Is it? I look at my family, these familiar strangers who are becoming something new. Are we really changing? Dad pulls out his laptop, opening his novel draft. I wrote 3 new chapters this week. They're probably terrible. Let me read them, Mom says, then laughs at our surprised faces. What? I always loved your stories, even when I was too afraid to say it. Bobby's phone rings. Another artist needing legal advice. Bentley shows Blair his latest code improvements. You know, Kai says quietly beside me, this isn't the revenge you planned. It's better. I watch my family, broken but healing, learning to dream again. Yeah, I say, it really is. Ready? Mia asks, adjusting the VR headset on my head. No, I admit, but do it anyway. Today, I'm trying something new, experiencing my family's empathy training sessions from their perspective. The program's gone national, transforming corporate cultures across the country, but I've never actually gone through it myself. The simulation starts. I'm seeing through my mother's eyes the day I left home, feeling her confusion, her fear, her misplaced certainty that she was protecting me. The emotions hit harder than I expected. Stop, I gasp, pulling off the headset. I can't. That's how they felt, too, Blair says softly. First day of training, remember? Before I can respond, Bobby appears in the doorway. Emergency meeting in the art department. You need to see this. We rush down to find Dad standing in front of a massive digital display, surrounded by our creative team. On the screen is a collaborative story art project, his writing merged with various artists' interpretations. We call it Dreams Deferred, he explains, voice trembling with excitement. Each chapter pairs with a different artist's vision. The first publishing house I sent it to wants to make it their flagship digital release. Mom bursts in, waving her tablet. 2 fashion startups want to collaborate. They love how I'm blending traditional design with art versus technology. Mom, that's... Wait, Bentley interrupts, practically bouncing. My educational art app just got approved for testing in elementary schools. Bobby's legal team already handled the contracts. I look around at my family, Dad discussing story structure with young artists, Mom sketching designs on her tablet, my brothers working together instead of competing. The change is stunning. Ms. Mason? A new intern appears. There's a girl here for the Digital Renaissance Fund interview. Well, her parents are with her. In the conference room, I find a teenage girl clutching a digital portfolio. Her parents sit stiffly beside her, radiating disapproval that feels painfully familiar. My daughter wastes too much time on this art nonsense, her father says. We heard your program helps redirect young people toward practical careers. I pull up the girl's portfolio on the main screen. Her art is raw but promising. Digital landscapes that blur reality and imagination. Actually, I say, our program helps parents understand something important. I press a button, and the wall screens light up with our family's story, the press conference, the training sessions, the transformations. Sometimes the most practical choice is believing in dreams. But you can't make a living, her mother starts. Actually, Mom walks in, timing perfect as always. Let me show you something. She pulls up her new fashion line sales figures. This is what happens when you stop burying dreams and start nurturing them instead. Dad joins us, bringing up his book's pre-order numbers. Bobby adds data about artist success rates with proper legal support. Bentley demonstrates his app's growing user base. The girl's parents look stunned. Her father shifts uncomfortably. We just want her to be secure. Then give her security and support, I say, not limitations. After they leave, with the girl enrolled in our youth program and her parents tentatively signed up for parent workshops, my family lingers in the conference room. Remember when we thought success meant following the safe path? Bobby asks. Remember when we thought art was just a hobby? Bentley adds. Dad picks up a stylus, awkwardly drawing on a tablet. Remember when we were too afraid to try new things? Remember when we couldn't admit we were wrong? Mom's voice is soft. I look at my family, really look at them. The wounds aren't completely healed, but they're scarring over, becoming marks of growth instead of pain. Avery? Blair pokes her head in. Kai's here with the global empathy training statistics. Kai enters, looking pleased. The numbers are extraordinary. 87% of participants report improved relationships with creative employees. 63% have reconnected with their own abandoned dreams. But here's the real success, Mia adds, pulling up one final statistic. 92% of participants report breaking the cycle. They're actively supporting their children's creative pursuits. I think about the girl who just left, about her parents' faces as they began to understand, about my own family's journey from dream killers to dream supporters. So, Dad says, still drawing awkwardly on his tablet, was it worth it? Giving us a second chance? I watch him struggle with the stylus, determined to learn despite his frustration. Watch Mom helping a junior designer refine their work. See Bobby and Bentley collaborating instead of competing. Second chances are like art, I say. Sometimes you have to step back to see the whole picture. And what do you see? Mom asks. I look around at my family, at the empire of art and empathy we've built together, at all our broken dreams healing into something new. I see a masterpiece in progress,